Hello, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be going through how I made a ocean scene in Pixel Art Studio. So first, of course, I had to get the idea of what I was going to be doing. This was a long process of elimination. I went through around 20 ideas before I got the idea to make this ocean scene. So I decided to make the ocean, and it was going to be at sunset. So I added a bunch of glare lines, which I'm doing now, which was basically a bunch of different colors in zigzag pattern back and forth to make it seem like it was a wavy glare on the ocean. Next I added different layers to the ocean to make it seem like it got darker as it got farther away from where the sun was going to be. And soon I should be adding waves. Yes, I should be adding waves like right about now. So I added little lines to represent waves. Of course I had to go through this multiple times because I'm really indecisive. So I changed the color around a little bit for the waves, which I am doing now. It's really just do it by eye. I kind of went through this multiple times. So next I should be moving on to the sun, which was mostly simple except for the fact that I redid it 5 times, I think. So yeah, the sun is like pretty easy overall. You just kind of have the yellow base, kind of different hues of colors on the inside, which I will be editing again. And then after that you have to add a glare, which I will be doing later on in the video. So currently I am changing around the hues of the sun, of course, which was a long process because I was very indecisive, like as usual. What will happen next? Oh yes, more colors. Changing around the sun a lot. Yes, now I should be adding the hue of the sun to the surrounding area, which I am doing by getting a large brush and changing the opacity down. So I'm going to get a kind of orangish color, and I'm going to paint around the area to give it that kind of glowing effect. I did this of course on another layer so that it wouldn't mess up the current colors that I had and delete them, but instead just change their hue slightly. So I went through this a lot. I changed it around. Here I went a bit too high on the glow, so I lessened it down in a little bit, and yeah, I kind of delete a lot of it here actually. So this of course was a really big hue from the sun, and it was a bit excessive. So now I'm adding little glare to the tops of the waves, which I did multiple times. Obviously, I have said I'm very indecisive. So I went through that multiple times, and now I think I am changing the sun. Oh no, I'm adding a kind of glare on the horizon effect, which was really a lot of extending it and changing its colors, of course. You kind of have to do most of this by eye, so there was a lot of me changing everything around and messing around with different layers and stuff. So here I moved on to the sky. I've turned off the glare from the sun, as you can see, so it doesn't get in the way. And now I'm adding more of the horizon glare effect. I'm not sure if that's what it's called. Is that what it's called? Anyway. I added the effect. It was kind of, I don't know, I still think it's kind of a very strange color. I could have done better on it probably. But I added a bunch of colors in long lines. It was mostly pinkish red / light crimson, I guess. Anyway, here I go back onto editing the sun because I put everything on the wrong layer. Yes, I'm still on the wrong layer, of course. Now, I put the hue back up to see what it was like, and of course it was way too big and it looked kind of weird. So I changed it around a bit, lessened the opacity of it by just getting a lower opacity eraser, and then I moved on to the clouds. So the clouds were, well, I'm not very good at clouds, but the clouds were easy enough. But yeah, I had to do them multiple times because, you know, I really don't like my first draft on anything, of course. So I added different layers to the clouds to make it seem like it got darker towards the middle, and then I added a kind of weird glare effect on the clouds. So I should be moving on, I think, to a cliff that I decided to make halfway through this. I decided that I would make a cliff over the ocean. I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to put on the cliff yet, but I decided to make a cliff with grass. I was going to do a forest, but it ended up being grass. So I'm kind of highlighting the edges where it would be bouncing the light off the grass, and the area where it would be darker because it doesn't get as much sun, and where it's hanging over the cliff. In a little bit, shortly, I should be making the little grass ripples, like if the breeze was blowing. Yeah, I'm starting to do that now. Of course, I chose a really wrong color for this, so I go through this again. Also, I did not like this style that I first did there, so I decided to just do another line underneath it, slightly to the right. So I changed the colors, as you can see I'm doing now. I changed the colors on basically everything in this picture. Oh, well, artwork. And yeah, I think it's good after this point, so I add some grass, you know, little tiny bits of grass, just 2 or 3 pixels of random darker green. It gave it a more in-depth effect, I thought. So now I think I should be moving on to making a chair that I decided would be a good idea. I was gonna make a chair and something like, I don't know, just a chair. So I decided to make a chair. Oh wait, no, before I decided to make a chair I tried to make it darker in the grass, but then I realized that the hue effect was on top and it was really messed up, and there was the lines on top of the waves which is underneath it, so I gave up on that. Here I'm changing the cliff, which I forgot I did before making the chair. I add some kind of brown to make it seem more like dirt underneath the grass. Then I add some lines to make it seem like it's jagged, and darken it as it goes down, again for a shadowy effect. Of course I do another 3-layer effect on this, and change around the colors 500 million times. But yeah, it turned out good, well, pretty good in the end. I wouldn't say it's like super good, but it was alright. So here you can see me changing around the colors. Yeah, what am I saying? Why am I not sure how to say colors? So I changed around the colors a lot, edited how high the shadow went, how the shadow was shaped towards the edge where it was reaching more light. Changed around more brown colors for the dirt, and then just decided to finally make the chair. So of course I'm not very good at making chairs from this, from what you can see here. I'm not good at making chairs. I just, yeah, look at this beautiful chair. It's just a masterpiece. So I try and change the hues around a bit. I try and make a chair. I'm just not good at making a chair. I zoom out and look at it and it just doesn't look good. So then I decided to just make a small flower. It was better than nothing, like. So yeah, I just decided for that. Next, I think I should be moving on to small, like, little cloudlets. I don't know what they're called. I can't remember. I wasn't paying attention when we learned this in school. So some kind of high up clouds in the background. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I just made these clouds. First I thought of doing them vertical, but pixel art doesn't really work when things are too tiny, especially on the detail quality I'm doing, which isn't very high. So I decided to make them sideways, change around their colors, change around their position, and then I finally come out with the finished product, which I think is good enough. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and do whatever. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.